طيب بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. I'd like to welcome you all to the first lecture in week 2 of ICS 254. Before I proceed, just like when I promised you, I have now combined the two sections in one room, and now you have the luxury of attending either section. Okay, you can either come at 11 or you can come at 12:30 without even informing me. Okay, without even informing me. Inshallah, the attendance will be taken, and you will be counted without any problem. I hope this will make it a little bit more flexible. Make it more flexible, especially we are online. If we were doing like quizzes during a class, this would have been a problem because I need to prepare, physically how many copies. I need to know how many will attend. Otherwise, if more than expected attend, it could mean that I have to, it cannot happen. That's what. I hope that you enjoy, inshallah, this flexibility. Right. Any question before we proceed? Before I continue, let me meanwhile try to join using the iPad.
Yes, I have a question, Doctor.
تفضل.
But it may be long. I've sent you an email about it.
You said, oh, inshallah, I will reply. I will reply to that email.
Thank you.
I will reply to that email. Right. When will the first quiz be? Once we determine the day and the time of the quiz, inshallah, I will let you know. Most probably it's going to be next week. Our first quiz will be, inshallah, next week. We will see. I'll do that, when because I was waiting for Blackboard the common Blackboard account to come so that I can, make the survey on Blackboard and get your opinion. Fine. Let me join Teams. Where is it? I think it's this one. طيب. How is my voice, ya shabab? Is it clear? Still clear?
Yes.
طيب, very good. So let me share my screen. Start the broadcast. And let me go to Blackboard. Okay. طيب, I hope that you see the page. طيب. The first thing that I would like to say is I'd like to prove the theorem 3 from this direction, and I would like to do that. I don't want to use the red pen. I would like to do that with you because its proof is actually very nice, and I couldn't. I only did it from the other direction, although from the other direction we're actually using not implication, but if and only if. It works for it works as a proof. However, it's better to I would like you to see the proof if we do it from this direction. Okay, if we do it from this direction. So let's go to this theorem again. This theorem says the following: let a and b be integers, and let m be a positive integer. Then a is congruent to b mod m, if and only if A mod M is equal to B mod M. A mod M is equal to B mod M. So inshallah, and since I changed the slides, once I finish, maybe inshallah tonight, I will upload also these slides to Blackboard so that you can inshallah use them in your study. Okay. طيب. So as I said, the other time we did the other direction, right? We did the other direction. So let's see also this direction. How can we prove it? Right. So we need to start from this statement that A is congruent to B mod M. Okay. Right. So A is congruent to B mod M. This is true if and only if, or what does this mean by definition? What does this mean? يلا يا شباب. Hello? Anybody there?
A mod B equals B mod M.
لا طبعا.
A mod M equals B mod M.
This is what we need to show. And I'm asking you by definition, A congruent to B mod M. By definition, what does that mean? يا شباب. شو رايكم نخلي the first quiz this week so that I make you study? Come on. طيب نرجع بالرجوع. Let's see where is the definition. This is the definition. So A is congruent to B modulo M if M divides A minus B. Okay, A is congruent to B mod M if M divides A minus B. So let's do it here. So A congruent to B mod M if and only if M divides A minus B, which is the same as, there exists an integer I belongs to Z such that A minus B is equal to this integer multiplied by M. This is what it means. Okay, A is congruent to B mod M. Right. Now, what do I want to show? I want to show that A mod M is equal to B mod M. صح? Can anybody remind me what is A mod M or B mod M using a division algorithm? What is A mod M or B mod M?
The remainder.
The remainder, right? So let's write A in terms of M and B in terms of M using a division algorithm, صح? Using a division algorithm. So using the division algorithm, A خلينا نقول there exists Q1, Q2 integers and R1, R2 integers where, and I'm going to put the conditions for R1 and R2 or the restriction on R1 and R2. We will talk about them later, such that A is equal Q1M plus R1 and B is equal to Q2M plus R2. plus R2. طيب يلا يا شباب. Does anybody remember what is the restriction on R1 and R2? As you remember, the division algorithm, Q1 و Q2 can be anything, negative, positive, can be anything. طيب وال R1, R2?
It cannot be negative.
Bigger than 0 and less than A.
لا. You need to be more precise and more correct. Whatever you said now is wrong.
Greater and equal to 0.
A greater or equal to 0, this is correct. R1 is greater than equal to 0. طيب بعدين.
And less than M.
And less than M. Okay. And less than M. طيب.
There is
R2,
no equality in less than M.
There is no equality in less than M. It has to be strictly less than M. Okay. طيب. What about the R2?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Greater than or equal to 0, strictly less than M. Okay. Strictly less than M. طيب. Okay. Any suggestion? What should we do now?
Prove that I is an integer.
Do I need to prove that I is an integer? ترى طلعوا هنا. A is congruent to B mod M implies, or if and only if, M divides A minus B, which means that there is an integer such that A minus B is equal to I times M. So I don't need to prove. It's given to me. Because M divides A minus B, I know that such integer exists. Because M divides A minus B, I know that such integer exists.
Subtract the A algorithm from the B algorithm too.
مش algorithm, قصدك equation يعني.
The equation, sorry.
الvalue.
Use the algorithm and subtract it.
Subtract B from A. صح? Subtract
A
B
from B.
So therefore, A minus B, because this is what we have. We have A minus B equal IM. صح? This is what we will do. So A minus B is equal to. Now what is A minus B equal to? يلا.
M multiplied by Q1 minus Q2.
لا خلينا نعملها على خطوتين. Let's do it on 2 steps. So A minus B
M
Q1M
plus R
R1 صح?
minus
and now between brackets
Q2M
Q2M
plus R2
صح? Q2M plus R2, which is the same as, Q1M plus R1 minus Q2M minus R2. Now, let's do what you wanted to do. يلا.
M multiplied by Q1 minus Q2.
M multiplied by Q1 minus Q2. أيوة.
R1 minus R2, which is R, you can take that.
كده R1 minus R2 هيك مضروبة يعني.
No.
ولا
plus
plus R1 minus R2 plus R1 minus R. Okay. طيب. So now what do I have? Now I have A minus B is equal M multiplied by Q1 minus Q2 plus R1 minus R2 plus R1 minus R2. طيب. Formally, what are we trying to prove? Based on what you see in the slide, what do we want to show? Anybody knows what do we want to show?
That the remainders are equal.
The remainders are equal. الله يفتح عليك. لأنه هذا ال A mod M هو نفسه R1 صح؟ ال A mod M is R1.
Yes.
وال B mod M is R2.
R2.
So I want to show that R1 is equal to R2 صح؟ I want to show that R1 is equal to R2. طيب. How do we show that? Well, let me give you a hint, and I need to hear a conclusion from one of you. Okay? طيب.
Sure.
So that, yes.
Isn't Q1 minus Q2 an integer?
Q1 minus Q2 is an integer, yes.
So since A minus B equals an integer multiplied by M,
طيب.
then we can just take, for example, R2 to the other side, make it plus. Then we
أيوة.
divide by, like A minus B will cancel with IM because they're the same.
in modular arithmetic, أول ما تقول divide تعرف إنه شكلك أغلطت.
No, I mean take to the other side, it will be minus. Sorry.
It will be minus. It will be
Yeah,
minus.
so A minus B will be minus IM.
طيب اسمع، انا راح اعطيك الهنت وبعدين انتوا بتقولوا لي ليش انا سويت كده. اوكي؟ شوفوا، listen to what I'm gonna do. Therefore R1 minus R2 is equal to A minus B minus M multiplied by Q1 minus Q2. Look at this slide. Look at the last equation. Tell me there is going to be a crucial conclusion.
That R1 equals R2?
This is what we will show.
Isn't the right side 0 now?
No. What do we know about the right-hand side? What do we know about the right-hand side?
That it equals minus M multiplied by Q1 minus Q2.
وال A minus B شلتها من الخارطة يعني خلاص مش زعلان منها أنت؟
No, but this is the if A minus B is equal to M Q1 minus Q2 plus R1.
لحظة. I'm talking about this last equation. R1 minus R2 is equal to A minus B minus M multiplied by Q1 minus Q2. What can you conclude about this equation?
مش equal 0 دكتور.
we need to show that it is equal to 0.
If Q1 minus Q2 is an integer,
أيوة.
we can replace it by I.
لا. ليش I لازم يكون ال I هو نفسه تبع ال A minus B هذا؟ No, this could be I2. This is I2 صح؟ يعني إذا سمينا هذا I1 we can call this I2. بس قربت.
We can replace A minus B with IM.
طيب.
Then take like M common factor, I think.
طيب. So the conclusion, I need the conclusion. قربت كتير ترى أنت. You became very close.
هند ثانية دكتور.
ما وصلتوا لشيء.
So the whole right hand side will be an integer multiplied by M after we like replace M.
ممتاز. The whole right hand side is an integer multiplied by M, which means إنه it is divisible by M. صح ولا لا؟
Sure.
طيب إذا كان ال right hand side divisible by M وال left hand side
The left hand side is it A mod M minus B mod M? So
ال left hand side هو ال R1 minus R2.
Yeah, the A mod
طيب.
M.
قلت لي ال right hand side is divisible by M. طيب وال left hand side ما هو equal. The left hand side is equal to the right hand side.
دكتور.
You told me that the right hand side is divisible by M. مش that means إنه left hand side is also divisible by M.
Yes.
هذا اللي بدي أوصله.
كيف عرفنا يا دكتور؟
كيف عرفنا؟ طيب مش أخذنا إحنا we took a theorem before. Let's go to that theorem very quickly. This theorem. What does this theorem say? If A divides B و A divides C مش ال A divides B plus C و if I replace ال plus بالminus, if A divides B وال A divides C, isn't it true that A divides B minus C? نفس البروف. راح يكون ال B عبارة عن A multiplied by an integer و C A multiplied by another integer. فالديفرنس راح يكون also A multiplied by, you know, the difference of the two integers. The difference of the two integers. So using this theorem, وين رحنا؟ Okay. This is a division. We are here. Okay. So using this theorem, حتى without this theorem, A minus B هي IM. Well, this is Q1 minus Q2 multiplied by M. So this whole thing is I minus Q1 plus Q2 all between brackets multiplied by M. Right? So this implies that M divides R1 minus R2. This implies that M, just like M divides the whole right-hand side, then we know that M divides the left-hand side, اللي هو R1 minus R2. Any question on this step? ترى once we reach here, السؤال انحل. Okay, and we will see how.
يا دكتور.
نعم.
الصراحة ما فهمت كيف ربطت مع آخر خطوة بالثيرم اللي قبل شوي اللي هي B minus A.
طيب. اللي هي قصدك إنه إذا كان ال A divides B and A divides C, A divides B minus C، صح؟
صحيح. كيف ربطت مع السؤال؟
كيف ربطت مع السؤال؟ ما هيها. السؤال طلع شو السؤال؟ A divides ال M divides ال A minus B وال M divides ال M multiplied by Q1 minus Q2. معناته ال M divides ال difference. وضحت؟
ما أشوف divides قدامي، ما فهمت.
ما تشوف دي. ال M divides A minus B ما بتشوفها؟ طيب وهذه شو هذه هنا؟
من أساس البروف يعني.
هذا given. مش احنا قلنا ال A congruent to B mod M is the same as by definition M divides A minus B.
اوكي.
وضحت الآن؟
اي نعم.
تمام الآن واضح. طيب الآن أنا عندي R1 minus R2. R1 minus R2. قلتوا لي ال R1 إيش الفاليوز تبع ال R1؟ greater than or equal to 0.
Between 0 and M.
And less than M. معلش إذا بدي أخليها less than or equal شو راح أحط؟ If I want to make it less than or equal, what should I put here? It's less than or equal to what? يا شباب عم نتعامل مع integers مالكم؟ We're dealing with integers. R1 is less than M. So it is less than or equal to what?
M minus 1.
M minus 1. Similarly, R2 is less than or equal to M minus 1. These are the possible values of R1 or R2. So R1 can be any value, any integer between 0 and m-1, while R2 can be any value between 0 and m-1. صح? طيب. Now my question to you is, the value of R1 minus R2. What are the possible values of R1 minus R2? Or how can we find the values of R1 minus R2? How can we find the values of R1 minus R2?
Subtract the two intervals.
First of all أنا ما عندي intervals. أنا عندي integers من 0 ل m-1 و integers من 0 ل m-1. So the value of R1 minus R2 between which two values? For example, R1 minus R2. What is the maximum value of R1 minus R2? The maximum.
The maximum is m-1.
ليش؟
Because the minimum will be if both m-1 would be 0.
Yeah, because the maximum of R1 يعني الماكسيمم of R1 minus R2 مش بقدر أطلعه إذا عرفت الماكسيمم تبع ال R1 والمينيمم تبع ال R2.
Yes.
Yes. So the maximum of R1 m-1 والminimum of R2 0. m-1 minus 0 is m-1. طيب similarly, what is the minimum value of R1 minus R2? How can I get the minimum value of R1 minus R2?
When
The minimum of R1 and the maximum
Minimum of R1 minus the maximum of R2. What is the minimum of R1?
0.
0. What is the maximum of R2?
m-1.
m-1. So this is greater than or equal to what? Greater than or equal to negative between brackets m-1. صح ولا لا؟ تمام يا شباب؟
Yes.
So we know that R1 minus R2, can R1 minus R2 be M or more? No. Can R1 minus R2 be minus M or less? No. So R1 minus R2 are between is between these two numbers. Okay. طيب. So let's go from here. By the way, we are done. طيب. So let me go to the not here. Let me go to the scratch. So what do I have? R1 minus R2 is greater than or equal to m-1 minus m-1 and less than or equal to m-1. In other words, R1 minus R2 is greater than minus M and less than M. صح ولا لا؟ بس رجعتها ل greater و less بدل ما استخدم greater than or equal قلت R1 minus R2 is greater than minus M and less than M. مظبوط يا شباب؟
Yes.
أيوه.
تمام. طيب مين يعدد لي الأرقام اللي divisible by M؟ كيف شكلها؟
Integers multiplied by m.
Integers multiplied by M. ايش هو if that integer is equal to 0, 0 multiplied by M is what?
0.
0. طيب وبعدين
M
وبعدين
2m and 3m and so on and so forth.
and so on and so forth. طيب وإذا بدنا نرجع لورا
It will be also minus m and minus 2m and so on.
and so on. صح؟ حلو.
صحيح.
طيب واحنا ايش قلنا؟ قلنا ال R1 minus R2 is equal to some integer j multiplied by m. مظبوط؟ طيب
Yes.
based on this, how many numbers satisfy how many numbers from here satisfy that they are less than m or greater than minus m and they are a multiple of m? كم رقم؟
Only one.
Minus
Only one.
minus
Only
1
one.
and 0. Minus 1 and 0 and 1.
minus 1 and 0 and 1. ليش ال minus 1؟
It will be minus m.
الماينس ام ما هي موجوده اصلا. الار 1 ماينس ار 2 اكبر من ماينس ام واقل من ام.
only zero.
So it's only zero.
only zero. only zero. بس هذا هو الرقم الوحيد الموجود هنا. الماينس ام هيها it's excluded صح؟ والام is excluded. ف what does that mean? Well, this means since R1 minus R2 is a multiple of M between minus M and M exclusive, between minus M and M exclusive, we know that the only such integer is equal to 0, i.e. R1 minus R2 is equal to 0. That is R1 is equal to R2. واضح يا شباب؟ واضح؟ طبعا انتوا you might think انه we have wasted half an hour or more than half an hour on this proof. Actually, we did not waste anything. Okay. In fact, this is a very important proof because this shows you basically how we, we try from a certain set of given, facts or things to reach our conclusion. Okay, to reach our conclusion. So, so I hope that inshallah you enjoyed the proof, and if I bring it to you in the exam, inshallah you'll be able to reproduce it. Okay. واضح يا شباب? So R1 is equal to R2, and this is what I wanted to show, right? Because I wanted to show that A mod M is B mod M. Well, A mod M is R1, well B mod M is R2. So I showed that R1 is equal to R2, and hence A mod M is actually let's write it down. Therefore, A mod M is equal to B mod. Okay, A mod M is equal to B mod M. طيب. For the other direction, we already did it, and inshallah I will maybe I will redo it. I will redo it here before I upload the slides with Bismillah. Okay. طيب. So we have already done that. So let's start basically from theorem 5. Okay. Because I want to theorem 5 is basically along with the corollary is going to be used in solving the questions that we will see. Right. So what does the theorem 5 say? Theorem 5 says the following: let M be a positive integer. If A is congruent to B mod M and C is congruent to D mod M, then A plus C is congruent to B plus D mod M. Okay. Why is this important? It's important because A could be different from B, صح? A congruent to B, right?
Yes.
Mod M,
Yes.
right? A could be different from B. C is congruent to D mod M. C could be different from D, صح?
صح.
But if you add A plus C, this is exactly the same as B plus D mod M. A plus C mod M is the same as B plus D mod M. In a similar fashion, A plus D mod M is also congruent to B plus C mod M. Okay, so basically I can do arithmetic whether A plus C or B plus D, they are the same because they are congruent. Okay, and similarly for the multiplication. If A is congruent to B mod M, or C is congruent to D mod M, then AC is congruent to BD mod M. AC is congruent to BD mod M, or AD is congruent to BC mod M. Okay, so just like if they were equal, but here we are talking about congruences. Okay. The proof for this, by the way, is very straightforward from the definition of, you know, A congruent to B mod M. In fact, yani from the theorem 4. Okay. You can use theorem 4, and the proof of theorem 5 will you know, will generate directly. You can check it in the textbook. Now, for the corollary here, it says that if m is a positive integer and a and b are integers, then a plus b mod m is a mod m plus b mod m all together mod m. Now, what's the difference between these two? The difference between these two is the following. It says here a plus b mod m. طيب. It's the same as a mod m plus b mod m all together mod m. Let me ask you the following question. If you have a, okay, a plus b, what's the relationship between the value a and the value a mod m? شو رايكم? Which one seems to be simpler? A ولا A mod M?
A mod M.
A mod M صح؟ يعني A could be 100 و M could be 3. هلا 100 compare it to 100 mod 3. Which one is easier? Which one is simpler?
Mod 3.
100 mod 3 صح؟ 100 mod 3. 100 mod 3 is how much? 1 صح؟ لأنه هي 99 3 multiplied by 33 is 99. فلتروح ال 100 you need to add 1. So 100 mod 3 is equal to 1. طيب والبي عندك مثلا 200 أو بلاش 200 130 something. So to carry out the addition 100 plus 123, is it going to be easier if I do the addition here 100 plus 123, or if I do the addition here 100 mod 3 plus, you know, whatever mod 3? Which one is easier, do you think?
The right hand side.
The right hand side. That's the main reason why this corollary is there, because it will make our life easier when we carry out computation. Okay. Similarly, for just like addition, we have multiplication. So AB mod M is A mod M, bring it down mod M, multiplied by me mod M, bring it down mod M, all together mod M. So this corollary is going to help us a lot in doing these examples, right? We have done this example before. We have done maybe A or B, right? Even if you didn't do B, I have already done B in section 2. So in this section, let's do C. Okay, so we are given that A is congruent to 4 mod 13, B is congruent to 9 mod 13. So what is the integer C, which is between 0 and 12, such that C is congruent to A square plus B square mod 13? So now what do I need to compute for part E? Well, I need to compute, well, A 4 square plus 9 square mod 13. This is what I want to find. Okay, right. How do I find it? Well, I will say this is equal to, now 4 square, I can keep it 16 plus 81 and then add 16 plus 81 and then find mod 13 وسلم لي, you know, على الوقت اللي راح on the time that you're going to spend, you know, to solve this. You will waste some time. You will waste some time. Whereas if we say that this is the same as 4 square mod 13 plus 9 square mod 13, okay, and then all together mod 13. I'm using the corollary. هاتوا لنشوف. 4 square mod 13. What is 4 square mod 13?
3.
16 mod 13 is 3 صح؟ So this is equal to 3 plus. طيب what is 9 square mod 13? I know it will take you time.
5.
Well,
3.
اختلفوا العلماء.
3 دكتور.
طيب let me solve it for you. هلا 9 square is 81 صح؟ 81 is too big of a number for me. 81 is too big for is too big of a number for me. So I'm not gonna use 9 square. هلا 9 mod 13 is equal to negative what mod 13?
Can you repeat?
Can I repeat? 9 mod 13. And this one. 9 mod 13 is the same as congruent to negative what mod 13? ترى
22.
ال9 مش هي نفسها 9 plus 13 و9
22.
2 times 13 مظبوط ولا لا؟
minus 4 يا دكتور.
ايوه نرجع لورا 9 minus 13 و9 minus 2 times 13 all of these are congruent mod 13 all of them are the same صح؟ So 9 mod 13 is the same as 9 minus 13 mod 13 كم من 9 minus 13 minus 4
minus 4
صح؟ طيب minus 4 mod 13 so I can do this plus 4 minus 4 all square mod 13
دكتور
now we are back to 16 mod 13 what is 16 mod 13
3
مش minus 4 square is equal to 16
Yes, it will be 3.
it will be 3 مين أسهل which one is easier to find 81 mod 13 or to find 16 mod 13
16 of course.
find 16 mod 13 so 3 plus 3 mod 13 what is this equal to well this is equal to 6 mod 13 now I need to make sure that the 6 is in the range that I want so the range it says here C should be between 0 and 12 since 6 is between 0 and 12 so the answer is 6 so the answer is
Doctor,
نعم
can you turn off your personal camera because I can't see the slides. When the teams reconnected again, the slides disappeared and I can only see your face now.
Is that happening with everybody?
I think if he, I don't know if he can see them, but if he clicks, it can full screen.
Do it full screen يا محمد.
Can't find the slide in the left corner.
يا انت حرام عليك يعني you don't want to see my face الله يسامحك يا محمد.
ما اقدر شاشه واحده هذه ما اقدر اشوف سلايدز.
لا لازم تقدر تشوف السلايدز بس.
سويت فول سكرين.
If you click on the doctor's name it will change you will see the slides and you will see the camera on the bottom right corner.
On the bottom.
If I pin the doctor I will see his face.
Don't pin me.
Even if I unpinned.
Try to
Same
gather
thing.
mode and then return it to gallery.
كيف؟
روح together mode بعدين ارجع للجاليري.
كيف هذه اسويها؟
من الاعدادات.
بتروح
3 dots
go to the 3 dots and
yes,
then
show device
توجذر مود. لا اول شيء بقول لك روح على التوجذر مود بعدين ارجع للجاليري. مشيت يا محمد.
3 نقاط ادخل بعدين
روح توجذر مود.
ما في شيء اسمه توجذر مود.
ايش اللي عندك طيب؟
لما على 3 نقاط اشوف شو ديفايس سيتنجز، شو ميتنج نوتس، شو ميتنج ديتيلز، انترفول سكرين، كيباد، ستوب ريكوردينج، تيرن اوف انكمينج فيديو. يمكن لو ضغطت تيرن اوف انكمينج
تحديث قديم يمكن مايكروسوفت تيمز حق
هذا لسه
الويب. هذا الويب
تبعك انت على الويب. لا حاول تشبك
أيوة
على
الويب.
العادي. ترى حاول تشبك على العادي.
برنامج
حاول تشبك على العادي، لكن اذا حطيت فول سكرين ما بتطلع الشاشه.
ارسلت بالشات سكرين شوت، ما ادري اذا واضحه لك ولا لا.
على العموم ضبط امورك يا محمد. وورس كمز تو ورس، هي المحاضره راح تكون مسجله، بتشوفها ان شاء الله بوقت ثاني. طيب فليتس كونتينيو.
عندي سؤال بس.
تفضل.
الحين مو احنا في سؤال اي قلنا a سكوير بلس b سكوير.
نعم.
فوق مكتوب b is congruent to 9 mod 13.
صحيح.
احنا اخذنا 9 بس كبي، ليش ما اخذنا 9 mod 13 كامله؟
لا هي اخذنا 9 مود 13. لذلك لاحظ انه ال 9 سكوير مود 13 غيرناها لماينس 4 سكوير مود 13، لانه ال 9 هي نفسها ماينس 4 مود 13.
اي بس قصدي ان ليش السكوير ما جاء على ال 9 ما جاء على المود 13 كامل؟
لا السكوير بيجي بس على المود 13، ما له علاقه بالسكوير.
ليش طيب؟
لانه كده احنا بناخذ مود 13 مش مود 13 والكل سكوير. يعني هذه عباره عن بي سكوير مود 13، ما هي بي سكوير مود 13 سكوير. صار سؤال ثاني.
انا فاهم عليك. انا فاهم عليك، بس ان السؤال اللي فوق اللي
يعني فهذا البي سكوير يعني هنا البي is congruent to 9 mod 13. لما تحط بي سكوير انت بس you are squaring the b and the 9. you're not squaring المود 13. انا هلا فهمت عليك.
ايه انا بس هذا اللي لخبطني عشان ما اذا جاب لي اختبار بعدين.
لا
لاني اول ما شفتها قلت يعني بحلها بهالطريقه.
لا المود السكوير بيجي بس على this number right. هذا اذا ما انا حطيت سكوير جوا it will not be square. اوكي طيب اوكي.
دكتور
نعم.
هل ينفع اني اجمع الرقمين تمام بعدين انا اقسمهم خلينا نقول باي 2 ويصير عندي مجموع رقمين يساوي القيمة الأساسية وأوزع القانون بالطريقة هذه؟
كيف تقسمهم باي 2؟ على أي أساس تقسمهم باي 2؟
يعني مثلا إذا ما لك أمر ترجع السلايد يا دكتور.
طيب.
مثلا عندنا الحين اللي هو 4 سكوير أو 9 سكوير، أجمع القيمتين هذه. خلنا نفترض مثلا أنها راح تساوي 100. ممتاز.
طيب.
بعدين راح أقول 50 زائد 50 مود 13 وأوزع، يعني أستخدم نفس الفورمولا.
بيصير it's okay.
عادي يعني. تمام.
بس أنا I thought إنه this might be faster and safer يعني you don't want to make mistakes.
Yes.
طيب أوكي يلا يا شباب، هدول المفروض أسئلة سريعة مع إني حاطط فراغات كثير بس هي ما بدها كل هالفراغات. Find the integer a such that a is congruent to minus 15 mod 27 while a is less than or equal to 0 greater than or equal to minus 26. Which value of a that is congruent to minus 15 mod 27 and a is between minus 26 and 0? أي واحدة؟ ما سمعت.
12.
12 من وين جبت 12؟ اول شيء هل 12 بين الزيرو والماينس 26؟ معناته ديفنتلي اجابتك غلط.
minus 15.
minus 15 نفسها. See, it's already between minus 26 and 0.
Yeah.
It's already between minus 26 and 0. So it's A equal minus 15. طيب. A is congruent to 24 mod 31. I want A to be between minus 15 and 15. ايش اسوي؟
Can subtract 31 from 24.
Subtract 31 from 24. So A is congruent to 24 mod 31 is the same as 24 minus 31 mod 31. اوكي.
ليش شرحنا يا دكتور؟
لانه احنا ايش قلنا؟
في انترفل.
قلنا هذا ال 24.
ممتاز.
What are the numbers that are congruent to 24 mod 31؟ ايش هي ال 24 plus 31 24 plus 2 times 31
صحيح
24 plus 3 times 31 وبرضه برجع صح؟
صحيح.
minus 31 24 minus 2 times 31 and so on. وضحت؟
اي نعم يعطيك العافية.
الله يعافيك. طيب معناته هذا ايش بيساوي؟ 24 minus 31
minus 7
10 ناقص 4 7
minus 7
minus 7. هل الماينس 7 between minus 15 و 15؟
Yes.
it's within the range.
We are done. So this is equal to minus 7. طيب آخر
يعني
واحدة. نعم.
معذرة احنا يعني بس طرحنا عشان تكون في الانترفل.
بالضبط.
ممتاز.
بالضبط. ولو ما ضلت بالانترفل لسه الانترفل بعيدة برد بطرح. اوكي. طيب 99 mod 41 where A is greater than or equal to 100 less than or equal to 140. ايش لازم
140 140
ليش؟ شو how did you get it?
it's the maximum 99 plus 41
99 plus 41 يعني ترى حتى ما في داعي انكم ترجعوا ال 99 mod 41 وبعدين تحسبوها بين ال 100 وال 140. خلاص انت you are already close لل 100 صح؟ You are already close to ال 100 لل 140. So all what you need to do is just add 41. So this is equal to 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 4 is 5 plus 9 is 14. So A is equal to 140. واضح يا شباب؟ طيب.
Yes.
Let's continue. Okay. Decide whether each of these integers is congruent to 5 modulo 17. This is question 22 in your textbook, in the hard copy of the textbook. Part A or part C, we solved in section 2. So in section 2. So this one, and this one are in section 2. Section 2. So what we will do is we will do parts B and D. Okay. Fine. How do we know now? Who can tell me is 103 congruent to 5 mod 17? What do I need to do?
You just keep adding 17 to the 5. You see if it's or that's the easy way, the most simplest way.
If you want to keep adding, it will take too much time, صح? Especially if the number was even bigger.
Yes.
So the better thing to do is divide to get the remainder.
Okay. Yes.
صح? So what is 103 divided by 17? Well, how much is that? Well, 10 divided by 1. Of course, 10 to 9 will not work. 8 times 7 is 56 again it will 7 times 7 is 49 راح تصير 11 كمان راح 6 times 7 is 42 6 might work صح 6 multiplied by 7 is 42 so this is the 2 and this is the 4 6 times 1 is 6 plus 4 is 10 so 103 minus 102 is equal to 1 so what is 103 mod 17 is equal to what
1
is equal to 1 is it equal to 5 mod 17
No.
so it's not.
Doctor,
نعم
can we subtract 103 minus 5 then divided by 17?
Sure.
It doesn't have remainder, then it's correct.
Sure. And let's actually do this method on the second question, on the minus 122. So if I want to know whether minus 122 mod 17 is equal to 5 or not, I can do what he suggested. صح? What would you like to do? Would you like to say minus 122 minus 5 or 5 minus 122? You choose.
I think 5 plus 122.
5 minus 122. So consider 5 minus 122, which is equal to 127. Okay? If 17 divides 127, then they are congruent. صح? Then they are congruent. طيب هاتوا لنشوف. هاي ال 127 divided by 17. So 12 divided, well, 1 divided by 1, we have 17. Well, it will not work. صح? So let's try مثلا 8 times 7 is 56. 8 plus 5 is 13. 8 will not work. I think maybe 7 will work. ايش رايكم؟ 7 times 7 49. 9 and 4 here. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 4 is 11. صح؟ في remainder ولا ما في remainder?
There is a remainder.
There is a remainder. So even without finding the remainder, I know that they are not congruent. Okay? I know that they are not congruent. واضح يا شباب؟ طيب. Let's continue. Find each of these values. 99 square mod 32 all cube mod 15. Well, let's this one was done in section 1. Okay, so let's skip this one. This one, well, this one will be given as a take-home activity. So inshallah, once I put Blackboard up, I will make a small activity on Blackboard. You need to solve it and upload it within 24 hours. It's a 5-minute question. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay, right. So how do I find 19 cube mod 23 square mod 31? So the first thing that I would like to do is do what?
Separate the 19.
19 cube mod 23, صح?
Yes.
So let's count. So computing 19 cube mod 23. Any ideas يا شباب how do I compute 19 cube mod 23?
Subtract.
Subtract. So 19 mod 23 is equal to what?
-4.
-4.
-4.
So this is the same as -4 cube mod 23 صح? This is the same as, I don't need a calculator, and you should try to solve all these questions without calculators. Okay, without calculators. -4 cube mod 23. What is -4 cube mod 23? Well, -4 times -4 is 16 صح? So this is now 16 multiplied by -4 mod 23. Do you see now how we are using the corollary? Now we are using the corollary. صح؟ We are using the corollary. طيب 16 times -4 mod 23. How do I continue?
16 mod 23 multiplied by -4 mod 23.
لا في أسهل.
separate.
separate. طيب صوتك واطي مو سامع ولا شيء.
16 mod 23 equals -4 mod 23
equals -4 ولا -7?
This is -4.
16 mod
23.
16 mod 23
-4
multiplied by -4. طيب.
equal
multiply the two numbers.
Yes.
لا.
It's minus.
في أسهل. Isn't this the same as
-4 mod 3 mod 23 -4 mod 23 because 16 mod 23 is -4 mod 23.
16 is -4 ولا -7?
Sorry, -7.
-7. So if you do it like
-7
this,
-4.
-4 mod 23. Now this is the same as -7
mod 23
mod 23
multiplied
by -4 mod 23. طيب can do I know how to multiply -7 times -4?
Sure.
شو يا شباب؟
Yes.
أسهل ولا مو أسهل؟
Yes, it's easier.
28 mod 23 كم؟
5.
28 mod 23 is 5.
Doctor.
نعم.
Is this one using the corollary?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be there is a mod outside? Or am I mixing stuff?
احنا الآن خلصنا ايش؟ ترى احنا الآن خلصنا بس هذا الجزء.
No, I mean in the corollary. 16 mod 23 minus
أيوة.
4 multiplied by mod 23. Shouldn't
طيب.
there be also mod 23 outside?
There should be هيها موجودة صح؟ It's there. It's there. هيها. mod 23 mod 23. قصدك هنا يعني؟ Yes, yes. Here and here there are mod 23. صحيح. You're right. بس ما كفى عندي. بس كلامك صحيح 100%.
دكتور.
طيب. Yes.
دكتور. احنا حولنا من 16 إلى -7. طبعا طرحنا 23 لأنه نفس القانون اللي استخدمناه قبل، وسوينا العملية هذه عشان يكون الرقم أصغر صح؟
صحيح.
اوكي.
اوكي. طيب فهذا ال 19 كيوب مود 23 الآن صار عندي 5. شو ضل الآن؟ الآن to computing
5 square mod 31.
5 square mod 31. كمل 5 square mod 31. 25. صح. اوكي يا شباب. طيب this is I don't know if I will leave it for the activity ولا لا, but anyways. Okay. So So now, now you can see that we are actually doing what we call arithmetic modulo M. We are doing addition and multiplication mod M, mod M. And in that case, Zm can be represented by 0, 1, 2 up to m minus 1. And we don't need more numbers. ليش؟ لأنه الm is what? In this case, m is 0, صح؟ m plus 1 is 1, m plus 2 is 2, m plus 3 is 3, and so on and so forth. So the only distinct numbers that I have mod m are between 0 and m minus 1. Between 0 and m minus 1. So therefore, we can define addition and multiplication on Zm. We can define addition and multiplication on Zm. How? Well, A, addition m, addition mod mb is a plus b mod m. And A, multiplication mod mb is the same as a times b mod m. Is the same as a times b mod m. Now, to see that to imagine that, let's do the multiplication table for Z5, addition and multiplication of Z5. So let's so Z5 consists. What does Z5 consist of?
From 0 to
5.
From 0 to 5?
No, 4.
0 to 4, huh? So 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. And let me see here. انتوا شو شايفين؟ لساتها معلقه الظاهر ال
Yes, it's frozen.
We don't see your writing.
طيب خلينا نشوف كمان، يمكن كمان شوي تشوفوها. 0 1 2 3 4. So let me do this. في شيء مبين ولا لسه معلق؟
Yes, there is a table. 0 1 2 3 4 0 1 2 3 4 rows and columns.
Yes, this is what I'm doing. So this is addition of 5 and 0 1 2 3 4 0 1 2 3 4. This is for the multiplication.
Doctor, just to make sure of something, did you put the slides on full screen?
I am putting the slides on full screen.
I think that when you don't put it on full screen, it works better. It works, does not delay, I think.
المشكلة ما عندي إلا share يعني broadcast on the iPad. I can only broadcast the screen.
Oh, I see.
Okay, on the iPad I'm limited يعني I can only broadcast on the screen. طيب, so what is 0 plus mod 5 0 and 0 plus mod 5 1 and 2 and 3 and 4? What is the first row in the addition? بسرعة يا شباب, this is easy.
0 1 2 3 4 5.
0 3 5.
Without 5.
0 1 2 3 4 ها. طيب. Second line, يلا.
1 2 3.
1 plus 0 is 1, 2, 3, 1 plus 3, 4, 1 plus 4.
5.
Mod 5 قلنا. A plus
0
MB is equal to A plus B mod M. So what is 1 plus 4? 1 plus 4 is equal to 0. طيب بسرعة مين يعطيني الرو الثالث؟
2 3 4 0 1.
2 3 4 ممتاز. 2 3 4 0 1. Okay, and you can do the next two lines. طيب what about المultiplication؟ أول row إيش راح يكون أول row؟
zeros.
All zeros صح؟ 0 multiplied by anything is 0. طيب second row
0 1 2 3 4.
0 1 2 3 4. طيب
yes.
third row يلا
0 2 4.
0
0 to 4 12.
2 times 1 is 2.
Sorry,
Yes.
6.
2
8.
times 2 is 4 صح؟
Yes.
طيب 2 times 3
6 but the
6.
mod is 1.
أيوة mod is 1 right? And
Yeah.
what about 2 times 4?
8
3.
and the mod will be 3. Yes.
3 صح؟ 3 طيب واضح يا شباب؟
Yes.
Let's do the fourth row very quickly. 3 times 0
0.
3 times 1
3.
3 times 2
1.
6 1.
6 minus 5 is 1 صح؟ 3 times
Yes.
طيب 3 times 3
9
4.
to 4.
4 و 3 times 4
2.
12.
12 mod 5
7.
12 mod
2.
5
2 2.
2 ترى في طريقة ثانية عشان نعرف
نطرح
اطرح
5 5.
لا مش تطرح 5 5 3 times 4 mod 5 مش هي نفسها minus 2 multiplied by minus 1 mod 5 يعني هذا ال 3 مش هو نفسه minus 2 mod 5
صحيح.
وال4 مش هو minus 1 mod 5 minus 2 times minus 1 كم بيساوي؟ مظبوط يا شباب. So as you can see addition with multiplication tables when we apply the formula mod m or in this case mod 5 things are they have the same properties or very similar properties like the properties of regular addition or integer addition and integer multiplication. So that's why if we look at the properties of addition mod m and multiplication mod m, we see that the first one is, for example, a closure. If a and b are in Zm, then a plus mb is also in Zm, and a times mb is also in Zm, right? Is also in Zm. Associativity. A plus MB between brackets plus MC is the same as A plus M between brackets B plus MC. And similarly for the multiplication. Multiplication is also associative. So A multiplied MB between brackets multiplied MC is the same as A multiplied M or multiplied mod M and then between the brackets B times MC. B times MC. So it's the same properties. What about commutativity? A plus B equal B plus A in integers. طيب, will A plus MB, is it the same as B plus MA? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. So they are commutative. Okay, so they are commutative. Both addition and subtraction. شكلها معلقة السلايد أنا مش عارف how can I I'm trying to to change things so that okay وصلت الكوميوتيفيتي ولا لسه ما بين؟
The screen is black.
The screen went black.
طيب,
it's back.
Okay. So this is commutativity, right? A plus B is equal to B plus A times B is equal to B times A. Similarly for the plus M and the star M. The identity. Any number plus 0 is the same, صح? Here it's exactly the same thing. A plus M0 is the same as 0 plus MA, which is equal to A. Similarly, for A times M1, for multiplication, 1 is the identity in regular integers. Here it was also the same thing. 1 is also the multiplicative identity. So A times M1 is 1 times MA, which is equal to A. Finally, the additive inverse, if A is not equal to 0 in ZM, then M minus A is the additive inverse. إيش يعني الادditive inverse؟ يعني if you add them, they will give you 0. Okay? If you add them, they will give you 0. So what is the additive inverse? The inverse of 2 mod 5. What is the inverse of 2? يلا يا شباب, so that we finish. What's the inverse of 2 mod 5? Additive inverse.
Additive minus 2.
minus 2 اللي هو ايش؟ Between 0 and 4. What is the number that if you add to 2, you will get 0? Mod 5. Hint, this is not a trick question. What's the number that if you add?
You mean the mod will be 0? The result of the mod will be 0?
The result of the mod will be 0.
3.
2 plus 3. 2 plus 3, right? And finally, distribution, just like, you know, multiplication distributes over addition in regular integers, modular, you know, multiplication distributes over modular addition in modular arithmetic. So we basically stop here, and inshallah, we will continue بإذن الله day after tomorrow. We will start from section 4.2. Any question before we close? Anybody, by the way, anyone who would like to leave, you can leave now. So any question يا شباب؟
يس دكتور، بالنسبة للسكشن 4.1 التركيز الأكبر على الثيورمز ولا على البروفز إذا جينا نذاكر؟
both.
الابلكيشن؟
both. Proofs to applications.
تمام.
Both. And this applies not only to 4.1, it applies to whatever we're going to take in this course. Okay?
بالنسبة للأوفيس أورز يا دكتور معلش.
Yes.
متى؟
I have now office hours until 2:15. لأنه لسه ما صليت الظهر، فعلى الأقل I will stay here until 2:15 and then I will have time to pray ظهر.
طيب الله يعطيك العافية دكتور.
الله يعافيك. طيب by the way Ahmed, if you want your question stay. يعني let's do it هنا.
ما في مشكلة. ليه يريحك يا دكتور.
Let's close the recording لأنه I will inshallah upload it. Maybe I'll upload this one is better than the other one. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. إن شاء الله we'll see you بإذن الله يا شباب.